Hi everybody, welcome to my channel. My name is Hannah OJ. So I am not getting on camera today. I really can't be bothered. I'm not putting my wig on and I'm tired. But I really wanted to do a review of Rap Shit because I haven't done a full in-depth review of any of the episodes so far because there's only so much to really say about each one, I feel like, up until the last couple, episode 5 and 6. So I'm going to do a quick review on the last two episodes. Let's start with episode 5 of Firstly, Mia. Where is the Mia who came up with the phrase seduce and scheme? Where's that Mia? She's supposed to be using these niggas, but she's doing it all wrong. She somehow ended up letting Cash use her and disrespect her publicly at the same time. I don't even understand how we got here. Her dismissing him posting that photo of her in her underwear because he sent her a Mugler dress. It's giving bird, Mia. Like, what the hell? The fact that she had to be reminded, hey, you're a public figure, this is a big deal, he can't just be doing that and you act like it's no big deal. And even after that, I was like, so if you weren't a public figure, it'd be okay? Like, bitch, seriously? That's exactly why when she asked him why he posted the picture, he had the nerve to look her in her eye and say, because I wanted to. You didn't like that? Like, of course he's going to look right in your face and disrespect you again because you basically told him that it was okay to. And at the end, when he saw her with Courtney, she sort of said, yeah, I was getting dick in the bathroom, nigga, and what? The nerve of him to call her a using-ass grimy bitch. Nigga, use a using-ass grimy bitch. That's why you're still around Mia, even though you were mad enough to block her 2 minutes ago. He sees that she's on the come up, so he's trying to attach herself to him. We've seen this nigga in a club or in a party scene at least 2 or 3 different times in the last season. And the DJs don't be playing his music, and literally nobody gives a fuck about his presence but his homeboys, but he's supposedly an artist. But Mia's the using ass grimy bitch. Oh, okay. Raina, I know you lot are expecting me to drag her, but I'm not even going to do that because I don't even blame her. I blame Francois. Francois is the one that created this offensive embarrassment that is Raina Rain. I don't know if you guys remember, but back in season 1, Shauna said that Raina was some white girl who was sitting in a field, playing guitar and singing acoustic versions of rap songs. So initially, she was trying to become a completely different type of artist. Francois clearly wasn't making much headway with trying to get success from producing real, authentic artists, you know, like Shauna. So he found Raina and decided to mold her into something that she's not for his own benefit. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying she's blameless in this because she still did it. I have no idea why. Because why you would agree to be a completely different version of an artist that you're trying to be makes no sense to me. Like, you weren't even rapping. You were singing. So I really don't get that. But yeah, I just thought it was interesting. So I rewatched season 1 recently before this season. So I would have completely forgotten that if it weren't for my rewatch. But that just adds very interesting context to their situation for me. But yeah, like I said, she's not blameless. She's a culture vulture. She's very uncomfortable. Like, her and her braids make me very uncomfortable. I can't. Like, I really don't like to look at her sometimes, even in these episodes. Anyway, back to Francois though. He is a shameless leech. And he's leeching off Shauna and Mia as well because he knows that they're talented. He even said with his own mouth at the start of this season that Shauna had always been more talented than him, which was one of the most honest moments that nigga has ever had this season. And Francois is clever. He knows what he's doing. He's acting like he's doing them a favour, so they'll always be thinking that they need him more than they actually do, and he can always remain in control. But really, he needs them. For very new artists, Shauna and Mia were doing just fine before he hit Shauna up. Duke had helped them get played in the club. They were getting local traction in Miami. They'd released another single since Seduce and Scheme that was doing really well. They got on a Spotify playlist. They were doing well enough that he caught his attention and he decided to hop on it and monetize off of that. So clearly they were already on a roll themselves. So the fact that he's just sauntered in and acted like he's Captain Save-A-Ho is so crazy to me. And it's crazy to me that they can't see it. I allow Mia a little bit because Mia really has no idea about the industry at all. But Shauna has worked with him before. Shauna has been screwed over by him before. So how she can't see this at all is beyond me. Like, I know that she decided to forgive him and put the past in the past. A stupid idea. But I get if they were once really good friends, I get it. But at the same time, you can't have your rose-tinted glasses so firmly on that you can't see what he's doing. Also, I can't stand seeing Francois disrespect Chastity like that. It really, really gets on my nerves. By the way, it's so crazy how much I like Duke now, because I really, really was not fucking with her after episode 2. I did not like the way she blamed Shauna for getting sprayed with champagne by that bitch ass nigga. So I really, really have done such a U-turn with Duke. But I guess I did like her before that. That just really, really pissed me off when she did that. But yeah. But I fucks with Duke. And Jonica Booth, who is the actress who plays her, she's doing such a good job at playing Duke. You can really feel her emotion through the screen whenever she's going through it, whenever she's down, whenever she's stressed about money, the hoes. You can just really feel her emotion, and I feel like that is the clear mark of a great actor. Lord AK, wow, how sad. I really liked him. There were definitely signs that he was depressed. His whole energy was kind of melancholy anyway. He definitely gave me Eeyore vibes, you know? Like, you know, remember Eeyore? Like, just down in the dumps. Just sad, you know? And the way he'd ask Shauna questions like, what would you want your last meal to be, when they're literally in the middle of a party, you know? And the fact that he's one of those rap artists that rap about just popping a bunch of pills and doing drugs. A lot of those artists are depressed, really and truly, because to apply yourself with drugs permanently, you're going through something. You're trying to numb yourself from pain. So yeah, those were all clear signs. But what happened at the end of the episode was still shocking. Not really because of him doing it, but how he did it. Like lighting himself on fire. I was so fucking shocked. The amount of times I rewound that scene, I really need to know why Issa wrote it to happen like that specifically, because I've never even heard of somebody, I'm sure people have, but it's just not really a common thing, is it, for someone to choose that method of suicide? Lighting yourself on fire in a public vicinity as well. Like, it just was so like, ouch, you know, like damn, like I was really trying to analyze it. I was like, could it be like that maybe he's kind of numb all the time and he kind of wanted to go through a method of trying to make himself feel something in doing it, if that makes sense? But I've heard people describe that before that are suicidal, and those are the people, sorry, trigger warning, I probably should have led with this, but those are the people that usually tend to cut themselves, because from what I've heard people describing it that are going through depression and having suicidal thoughts and choose those methods, that's what makes them feel like that. Like, it makes them feel alive to do that, you know? So I wondered that at first, if it was just a more dramatic version of doing that. But I kind of just want to know the writer's purpose of writing it in that way. I felt bad though, like, damn. Shauna couldn't even get no dick first. Like, geez, I hate that for her. I'm seeing a few takes online that Lord AK might be gay, and that might partly be the reason for his depression and the detachment that he has for his lifestyle that he lives as a rap artist, because the culture is still so homophobic. So maybe that's why he feels so detached and, you know, just empty and feeling like he's always, you know, putting on this facade, this persona, you know, maybe it goes deeper than just his persona as a rapper. Could it be something that includes his sexuality as well? And that may be also why he couldn't get it up, and why his boy Tat, whatever that nigga's name is, why he's so obsessed with him. That could be. I didn't read anything too much into him not getting it up. I definitely thought it was all the drugs he was on. But I do think there was a reason why Shauna said, if you're in love with him, just say that. Like, that was definitely intentional. And the moment kind of almost felt like, if it didn't end in that way with Lord AK lighting himself on fire, that what followed up after that comment, whatever argument they would have engaged in, it would have unearthed something, if that makes sense. So that kind of gave me like, oh, I wonder if there's something in that. And it would also explain why Gat is always so pressed when Shauna is around Lord AK, because that really didn't make any sense. Like, we get it, you're a bitch, but you have no reason to be mad at her. You have embarrassed and humiliated her. You disrespected her on so many levels, and you've gotten away with it. So what are you mad about? Like, why are you angry whenever you see her with your boy? Like, you're literally always trying to get your boy pussy. Now he's fucking with some girl that you embarrassed, not the other way around. You're mad? It made no sense. So yeah, it would definitely explain why he was always so pressed, and why he came bursting into her bedroom to come look for him, because let's be real, like, he knew that he was with Shauna. So it was like he was trying to interrupt. So yeah, I'm not going to lie. I feel like there may be something in that theory. With episode 6, the podcast at the start was so accurate. Men who just be talking because anybody can get a mic these days. The complete dismissal of an artist's mental and physical health, the unprovoked homophobia, the reach of the Illuminati theories, it's just, everything was just spot on. Can we talk about Lamont and this vegan bitch for a second? I don't like her. for literally no other reason except that Mia don't like her. So I don't like her. Because if you guys remember, in one of the earlier episodes, Lamont was with her at the park with her daughter and Melissa, and he was FaceTiming Mia at the time, and Mia was like, who the fuck is that? And when she found out who it was, she was not happy. Like, she clearly don't really like her. I wonder if she doesn't like her because she's always known that she kind of low-key was feeling Lamont. I wonder if it was anything to do with that, or she just don't like the bitch. But yeah, don't like her for that reason, because even though Mia's a bird, I'm still team Mia. I still fucks with her. And also, I want her and Lamont to be together, and they both keep playing. It's really getting on my nerves. It seems like this is more than just some coochie, though, because the way she was asking Lamont if Mia knows about her, it's like, oh, okay, so you guys have been fucking around for some time then. Yet Lamont was just about to fly out to LA to go see Mia. You see what I mean? Both messy. Both of them. They deserve each other. So they should just get together. Because I know he was going out there to work because he wanted to, hook up with that Courtney Luke guy. But let's be real. The way Mia asked him, he knew what she was on. That's his baby mother. Like, he knows she wanted some dick. So the fact that he literally dropped everything to go fly out there when he supposedly has a girlfriend, it's like, okay, but you're mad at Mia for going back and forth. That's interesting. The way he wouldn't even look at her, though, when he came to pick up Melissa. And I think Mia picked up on the fact that it was like, oh my God, it's not because he's salty this time. Like, it's not because he's upset. It's because he literally doesn't give a fuck. And yeah, I feel like when it starts to get to that point, might it be too late? I don't want to say that. But his unbotheredness seemed genuine, and I hate that for her. Chastity was going through it this episode with her hose. By the way, I forgot to mention this earlier, but I love the irony of them calling her Chastity when she's slanging pussy. Great touch. So Mia's friends. I hate Mia's friends. Funny as fuck, but brainless, ignorant birds. The one who's the worst out of the two, the one who isn't Dominique Perry, calling him Burner Boy, that was so fucked up. And you see reminders every now and then that Mia really dismisses their behaviour, not just towards Shauna, but they're not particularly good friends to her either, which is why she can't be the best friend to Shauna, because she clearly doesn't know what that even looks like. Because at the end of the day, she was still kikiing with those two bitches while Shauna was having a panic attack in the bathroom. And yeah, obviously she didn't realise, but she went to the bathroom because of them being ignorant. So you could have at the very least gone to check up on her and see if she was okay, because she's not deep in that, like, Shauna is also traumatized from this situation. Like, she saw before her very eyes a whole human being light themselves up on fire because they didn't want to be here anymore. Do you know what I mean? So, and somebody that she was really liking as well, like a guy she liked. But Mia just lacks empathy in that sense. You almost can't really blame her because of the life she's had and because she's had to be kind of tough to be able to even get as far as she is, to sustain 3 jobs. She's a single mother. Like, she's had to kind of build up this thick exterior, and also having a mum who didn't really give her an emotional outlet either. I think that just hasn't left her with the tools to be a really good friend, if I'm honest. I think she tries because she genuinely has a good heart and she's really nice. But there's just certain things that you should know to do as a friend, a good friend anyway. Like in the second episode where Tat sprayed Shauna with champagne. The fact that they were fighting shouldn't even have come into play that day. She should have dropped anything that she had planned to come for her friend, because that was fucked up and she knew it. But she just couldn't separate herself from her anger and just thought about herself in that moment. And then you've got moments like this, because it's like, girl, even the fact that they make fun of your friend, like, and I get it, that's just what they're like in terms of the fact that they're silly and they're bitches like that. They're just going to say what they're going to say. But at the end of the day, if that's their friend's friend, they should just respect their friend. Do you know what I mean? And even in the last season, like, there was a couple moments where Mia would just complain about how she's alone and she has nobody. And I'd be thinking, what about those 2 friends of yours? So the fact that you don't feel like you can call on them like that when you need somebody, they're not your real friends. I even tried to give them both a chance at the start of the season, because when they had that leaving party for her, the way they were talking about her and toasting her, it did seem that there was genuine love there. And that definitely could be the case, but I just think that they're all alike in the sense that they don't know how to be good friends to each other. But Mia is still a lot more emotionally intelligent than them and can get a lot further in the journey of being a good friend than they can, I'm sure, because she's not selfish. So yeah, she needs to drop them, I can't lie. Not drop them, but these are girls that you go to the club with and nothing else. And make sure you have your own way home plan when you do, because these are the type of bitches that will not hesitate to leave you in the club for some dick. And you'll be lucky to even get a text to let you know. And trust me, I know. I've had friends like that in the past. So I know what it looks like when I see it. Shauna and Maurice, I forgot to talk about that in the last episode, but not really much happened with them. I can't figure out what's going to go down with Shauna and Maurice. I'm assuming Shauna will end up going to jail, but I'm only assuming that because of it being loosely based on City Girls. But then I forget what Issa Rae said right at the beginning of when Rap Shit came out. It's not actually specifically like completely based on Young Miami and JT's life. It's really different stories and personality types of all the female rappers that are hot right now, like the Megans, the Cardis, the Lattos, Tierra Wax. Like, it's really their versions of themselves and stories interspersed. So maybe it will end slightly differently, but ultimately, either way, I can't really call it. I did see it heading down this direction with Stanley, because I knew that eventually, I didn't know how it was going to happen, but from Maurice overhearing him literally saying he was going to fuck him over, I feel like it was stupid to even take this long to tell that nigga fuck you, because like, I've heard you say that you're going to snake me. Why am I trusting anything you have to say? So I knew that that was coming, because you'd be foolish not to. But at the same time, I didn't know that he was necessarily going to trust Shauna just because he decided not to trust Stanley, you know? And regardless of what happened this episode, that still does not mean that Maurice can be trusted. Because when you know someone has even thought about throwing you under the bus, you can never trust them fully. Never. So Shauna would be an idiot to trust him at this point, even though he ain't fucking with Stanley no more. It's like, how do I know that? Like, if I'm Shauna, obviously we know that that scene was real, but if I'm Shauna, I would even think, how do I know that you lot didn't stage this? Like, it's a family business, right? Maybe you lot are just trying to make me think this to leave me vulnerable to trust Maurice so that you can both fuck me over, you know? So she has to think about it like that. But then at the same time, Shauna also is holding out information that she knows. She knows that they're being investigated for a federal crime. That's the FBI. So I don't think the guys even know that, either of them, Stanley or Maurice. So yeah, to be honest, everybody involved is not to be trusted. But I guess that's the game when you're doing illegal activity with people. You can never fully trust anybody like that. You never know whether someone is going to choose themselves and completely throw you under the bus. So yeah, those are my thoughts on the last two episodes. It's definitely picking up. I feel like in the first half of the season, it was meh. Like, I liked it. It was enjoyable and it was funny. But I feel like nothing much was really happening. Like, there weren't many main takeaways and things that gave me a lot to say. That's why I only made a couple TikToks about it. So yeah, I like that it's picked up more in the last couple episodes. And I'm very much looking forward to seeing how it's going to end. I can't really call it in general with the ending at all. Like, I don't know, are they going to end up going on tour again with somebody else? Like, how are they going to get further along in their big break? Because surely they're going to push them further along in that direction by the end of the season, but I just can't think how right now. And what's going to happen with Lord AK? Like, we know he's not dead, thank God, but he won't be performing anytime soon. That nigga's going to have third-degree burns like nothing else. So yeah, I'm curious to see how that story plays out as well, and what's the deal with that. Like, what caused him to want to do that in that moment? You know, how is Duke going to balance being a pimp to this level? Because she's thick in it now. I didn't even talk about Duke really, because really all there is to say is, what the fuck? Crazy. Her uncle really killed that nigga. So yeah, like, now she's fully in the thick of it. I don't see how she's going to balance it and being a manager, and, you know, no shit's gonna go down that's gonna sabotage either one, you know? So that will also be interesting to see. And is Shauna gonna tell Mia about this whole scamming thing? Because at some point she needs to tell her. Like, you can't hold this all by yourself. And she is one half of your duo, so she does need to know, kind of. Do you know what I mean? Like, you might go jail, bitch. So, yeah, you need to tell me what's going on. But, yeah, it'll be interesting to see. I'm very, very annoyed, to be honest, that we're not getting 10 episodes this season. Because I'm just wondering how they're going to wrap this up in just 2 more episodes. Because it's 8 episodes. So, yeah, I'm pretty sure there's going to be a lot that goes down these 2 episodes. Because there's still so many unanswered questions. But, anywho, I hope you guys enjoyed my review. Please subscribe to my channel for more reviews. And like the video as well. Comment down below and let me know what you think. I will most likely review next week's episode, or the week after that I'll review the last 2 episodes, because I'm sure there'll be a lot to say in the last 2. So yeah, in the meantime, bye you guys.